Mm-mm. Pretty sure we ended right here, huh? Perhaps. Wasn't this jar a piece of evidence from the last case? From that case? That's right! One of the shards had an SO9 incident sticker on it. Doesn't this ring any bells? You know, the fragment we just found? You mean this one? That was in the safe? Yes, that one. That was in the safe. Hmm. Now that you mention it, it's ringing a lot of bells. This gotta be the slowest dude. Anyways, you know what? I'm no better. I ain't going over. He's called Gumshoe for a reason, folks. Let's see if it fits. A simple fragment. Wait a minute. Do I have to do the whole thing from scratch? Don't do that to me. Don't do that to me. Here or here. Let me see that shard. I'll take a crack at this. Go ahead, pal. Show us what a rookie can do. Mr. Wright, here's some glue. If I can fit this piece together again, it'll prove Chief Gant was knowingly hiding evidence. Here goes. I mean, it should obviously fit, right? That looks like that might be right. Yeah. Nice. There! It fits like a charm. That, of course, means Chief Gant willingly and knowingly hid a piece of this jar in his safe. In other words, he concealed a piece of evidence from the SO9 incident. But... Hey guys, get a load of this! What is it? This piece you just attached. It's different from the others. Huh? There's a reddish line on it. A reddish line. That's blood. I don't get it. Why would Chief Gant hide this in his safe? Because that's his blood, right? Perhaps that piece had his blood, so maybe it wasn't. Maybe it wasn't the Joe Dark guy who tried to kill Lana. It was Chief Gant. And maybe... I see what's going on. Neil probably realized that Gant was the one who did it, who was doing the murders or something like that, and not Joe Dark. He might have just been a regular dude. Because remember, they never proved that he killed all those people with the car accident and the guy on the bike and the lady jogging and all that stuff. They never proved it because there were no witnesses. So maybe Joe Dark doesn't even exist at all. And Gant was the one who got caught. And he ran. And he threatened to kill Emma. I don't know. That's my best guess. I don't know. Unstable jar. Evidence from the SO9 incident. Final fragment found in Chief Gant's safe. Blood traces. Hey, look here. It's hard to make out, but there's a dark red stain here. Looks like blood. I don't know why I changed the voice. This piece the chief has in is different though. The blood stain on the other pieces are just spots, but this one's a line. That is odd. Can I not use the spray? Or are we out of are we out of this? I want to use it though. Can we spray? Hey, I just bought some of that stuff. Now I can go around detecting blood traces too. Wow. Is that a new type? I've never seen that bottle before. Add 3 inches to your base height. Base height? Let me see that. Looming tall. Need new and improved growth formula. You mean this can't detect any blood traces? Well, it's not quite the same thing as luminol. So that's why the lady at the counter had a smirk on her face. Can we use this? Here's a gumshoe. I'd like you to have a look at this. Hey, I know what that is. So you want to take some fingerprints? That's a great idea, detective. Alright, go to town, sheesh. What are you doing? Why are you sticking out your hand like that? Go ahead, take my fingerprints. It's not your fingerprints we want to take. Come on, this isn't the time for jokes. We're talking about the cloth we found in the safe. Oh, I knew that. The one with the handprint on it, right? Sheesh. Where's your sense of humor? You didn't know. Okay, right, let's check for fingerprints. Sprinkle the powder on the cloth. Then, once it's been absorbed into the prints, blow the rest away. What are you, my mom? I don't have to be told a million times. Alright, let's do it. Let's get this over with. I gave it my best shot. That kind of result won't be any good for matching prints, will it? But it doesn't look like we'll get a clear result from this print. Okay, let's try a different finger then. This one's clearer right here. The thumb. My dog wants something again. I remembered this time. Let's go. Ooh, there we go. I gave him my best shot. The kind of result won't be good enough for matching Prince, will it? Damn, that wasn't good enough either? This one? Oh, we got it. This is a great plant. This should be the one, I think. How much of the screen do I need to fill up for them to accept it? There we go. That is not Damon Gant, not Angel Star. That's Emma's. Yeah, that's hers. Wow. No. How can this be? What are Emma's fingerprints doing here? Hey, you found a match. Whose prints are they? Huh? Oh, it seems the prints are too old. They aren't clear enough to get a match. Oh, that's too bad. I thought they'd be Dark's prints. Psst. Hey, you. Over here.
What's going on here? What are that kid's prints doing out inside the chief's safe?
Don't ask me. Let's just keep this information from Emma for now.
Here. Maybe you should hold on to this.
Found in Chief Gant's safe, evidence for something, but what? Bears Emma Sky's prints. Piece of cloth. The desk on the other side of the room. Was that your sister's?
Was that your sister's?
Yes. That's where I was waiting for Lana on that day 2 years ago. Is anyone using it now?
No, sir. This is entirely Chief Gant's office now. He practices a strict policy of preserving the crime scene.
That's a strange reason to leave it there.
He leaves it as a warning to everyone else. He wants us to always be alert. He told us so himself at our New Year's party. Of course, he was pretty intoxicated at the time.
I see. So ever since Lana left, no one ever touches that desk?
No one except Chief Gant and the cleaning lady who's in here each morning.
So 2 years have passed since that incident. There can't possibly be any clues remaining.
Can I ask you something?
Sure.
You only came here to look around, right? Because it's one of the SO9's crime scenes. I mean, that's your only reason for coming here, isn't it?
Why do you ask?
You don't think... Nah, you wouldn't be... No. No, there's no way, never mind. Don't worry about it.
Okay, now then, let's look around a bit more.
Hey, hold on. Not so fast, buddy.
Huh? What is it?
When someone tells you you don't worry about it, it's supposed to start bothering you, pal. You don't just let go of that.
Sorry, this guy's starting to get on my nerves. Okay, so what's bothering you?
You two don't think Chief Gant might be a suspect, do you?
What? He's right, Mr. Wright. What do we think of him? Chief Gant. So it's finally come to this. What do I think of him? Perhaps it's best I don't divulge my feelings yet.
There you go, ignoring me again. Well, was I any help?
Of course. Thanks to your ID card, we were able to get some hard evidence. Now, that's not very kind, is it? In other words, if it wasn't for his ID card, he would have been useless. Isn't that right, you in the coat?
Chief Gibb!
We didn't think you'd be back so soon. Fortunately, I am a man who believes in science. As I was walking to my meeting, I happened to look out the window and saw a stray dog run right into a pole. Just then I thought of a certain detective.
Do you mean me, sir?
Now then, I'm afraid I'm going to have to ask you all to leave. Yes, sir. Sorry. Oh, you in the coat.
Me, sir?
Drop off your ID on the way out. You won't be needing it anymore.
But, sir...
Now, get out.
Yes, sir.
We'll be on our way to that. Wait. You, the one without the spiky hair. Don't go yet. Me, sir? I'd like a word with you. But, sir, I'm not a licensed scientific investigator yet. You with the spiky hair, you're free to go. Mr. Wright. Don't leave her in there. I guess you didn't really have a choice, huh? That's kind of nuts. I wouldn't leave her in there with him. You have to put me down or something. I don't know.
Look, pal. I've told you once. I've told you 1,000 times. The chief's office is off limits. But no, you just had to go sneaking in there like that, didn't you?
I thought you said you didn't care anymore if you were fired.
Yeah, but I knew it'd be... But if I knew it'd be like this, I would have never said it.
Now that I've seen the evidence Chief Gant was hiding in his office, I think I'm finally starting to get the picture. But why was she kept eerily silent about it all this time?
Anyway, you listening to me? I'm gonna try to smooth things over with the chief again. Later, pal.
I wouldn't do that if I were you. After that, I heard from Emma. She said the police wanted to ask her some questions, so she'll be busy for the rest of the day. Didn't send her visitor's room? I see. So the chief asked Emma to come in for questioning. It's no use thinking about it. Tomorrow's the final day in court. I've committed to doing everything I can to defend you, which is why I'm here. But I've already told you all I can. What you told me over these past couple days is absolutely nothing. Not a single useful thing. Really? I believe I did mention something quite important. Something I told you right at the beginning. I said that I was the one who stabbed Detective Goodman. You know, I think I finally figured it out. I know who it is that's lurking behind your words. Mia did a good job mentoring you. I'm rather jealous. It seems Edward is right. Edward, once you're convinced you know something, no one can persuade you otherwise. Thick-headed is the term he used, I believe. Now's my chance to get her to tell me the rest of the story. I have to admit, I was more than a little perplexed at first. You insisted you did it, yet there was no incriminating evidence. That's when it hit me. It's not that you're unwilling to tell the truth, it's that you're incapable of doing so because of a certain individual. What an intriguing notion. A certain individual, you say. So you think I'm protecting this person? Protecting? No, I think afraid is more like it. If I'm not mistaken, the person who's in question may have persuaded you to silence. For argument's sake, Mr. Wright, whom, may I ask, is this person you're speaking of? The one I'm supposedly so frightened of? What is this person's name? Well, Miss Sky? Mr. Wright, you are addressing the chief prosecutor. Do not forget your place. I take it she's still not ready to spill the beans. My apologies. Could you please tell me a bit more about what you think you know? We were partners until 2 years ago. I respected him as a detective. Assuming he is respectable, then tell me something. Why would he try to hide his crimes? His crimes. Both you and Edgeworth will be brought before a board of inquiry for what you did. Specifically, hiding and forging evidence. Of course, these are serious offenses. Why is it, though, that Chief Gant's name was never mentioned? Chief Gant? Edward didn't know the truth behind the forgery. The only party who could have possibly tampered with the evidence was me. I had access because I was second in command of that investigation. Yes, you, but also one other person, Damon Gant. If you intend to accuse Chief Gant, you'll need more than just words. Show me proof that Chief Gant falsified evidence in that case. Does this work? I just found this in his safe in the chief's office. I just found this in a safe in the chief's office. This jar piece and this piece of cloth. Do you know what these are? They're pieces of evidence from the SO9 incident. The person concealing evidence was none other than Chief Gant himself. Now tell me, why are you taking all the blame for him? Touche, Mr. Wright. It's as you surmised. I cannot disobey the chief's orders, even if it means being found guilty for murder. Why not? Come now, Mr. Wright. You can't possibly expect me to be able to tell you that. 3 days ago, I had no choice but to cooperate in the murder of Detective Goodman. Or perhaps I should say follow orders. Yes, that's more accurate than cooperate. Orders. Although I can't tell you the details, I can say that I was given an order that day. I need to dispose of Bruce Goodman's body. You'll find it inside the trunk of Mr. Edwards' car. Just as I suspected. Despite what everyone believes, you were not the one who murdered Detective Goodman, correct? I was trying to take the body out of Edgeworth's car. The trunk's lock was broken, and I discovered that murder weapon was while inspecting the body. The murder weapon? You mean Edward's knife? No. When I found the body with the knife stuck in it, the knife from the SO9 incident, serial killer Joe Dark's knife, I couldn't just leave the knife in him. So I took it and stabbed him with another knife. That would be Edgeworth's knife. That's right. Even though he was already dead, my hands were shaking at the thought of stabbing him. That's why I ended up cutting my hand. And that is the reason for the bandage on your right hand? Yes. It seems that I got blood on the victim's shoes as well. And then she saw me just as I plunged the knife in it. Good start, huh? Why did you need to hide Dark's knife so badly? It took a lot of work to finally close the Dark case 2 years ago. It was over with. I didn't even want to be opened again. My intent was to prevent that by whatever means possible. So you hid Dark's knife? The weapon used to stab the detective was evidence in the Joe Dark case. If word got out, which it would, the reporters would have a field day with that. So you wrapped the knife in your scarf and hid it. In Edgeworth's exhaust pipe? Right. Then I called my sister to tell her what happened and to ask her to hide the knife that was inside my muffler. You asked Emma? I didn't want anyone on the force to know about this. That would explain why Emma is so confident about Lana's innocence. Speaking of phone calls, I had a bad feeling about one of them that day. A bad feeling. The truth is, after I received those orders from Chief Gant, the first thing I did was make a phone call. A phone call to Patrolman Jake Marshall. To Marshall? Why on earth would you call him? The lead investigator for the SNI incident had been murdered. I wanted that fact to be kept hidden, and I needed help. He was the only other person I could trust. Or at least I thought I could trust him at the time. However, it seems that after I spoke to him, he went off on an escapade of his own. Oh, you mean not wanting the case to die? He decided to take things into his own hands. He disguised himself as Detective Goodman and tried to steal the evidence. He had already stolen the ID card, but it seems he hadn't made up his mind to break into the evidence room. After my phone call, any remaining doubts he must have disappeared. So, your phone call caused the incident in the evidence room? I'm afraid that's all I can tell you. But Lana, you've earned my respect, Mr. Wright, both as a defense attorney and an investigator. Now please, don't pursue this any further in the court tomorrow's trial. There's only one way to drive off Lana's demons. I've got to get to the bottom of everything. Detective Goodman's real murderer. And what went down in the chief's office 2 years ago. Oh, but we're not done. Now it's time to get her done. So who's going to go to the stand? Lana? I guess Lana will be the one at the stand. And then we have to probably get Edgeworth somehow to go, okay, let's go ahead and get Chief Gant out here for the trial as a witness. Or he'll just interject like he did last time. February 25th, 9:47 a.m., District Court, Defendant Lobby number 2. This is the defendant lobby, alright, but there's no defendant. I've been trying to reach Lana all morning. Where could she be? And where's Emma for that matter? It almost seems as if something's been happening behind the scenes. How are they doing that? Edgeworth, knowing you've already figured it out. Who the owner of the 777777 ID number is, that is. Well, I have a pretty strong hunch. Looks like I'm not the only one who's figured it out. You know, the only person this trial didn't reach, the only reason this trial didn't reach a verdict yesterday, it's because there was still room for doubt regarding this ID record. If that number does belong to whom you suspect, then no doubt will remain. After all, he isn't officially charged with anything. True, not yet. In any event, once all doubt has been removed from that list, I can call for a ruling. Oh, my dog. 1 second. All right. 5 minutes. Wright and Chief Prosecutor Sky will be found guilty. She didn't do it. I figured you'd say as much. That's why I came here to hear what you have to say. This is the first time he's ever done something like this. Lana's hiding something, and the only way we'll ever know the truth is to draw it out of her. The truth. Everything goes back to the SO9 incident. Don't be stupid. Today is the last day of the trial. We don't have time to reminisce about the past. It depends on you. If she's found guilty, you'll lose your only chance to find out what really happened. I'll think about it. See you in court, Mr. Wright. Come on, man. Help me out. This is it. If I'm ever going to find out what Chief Gamp has on her, it's now. 10 a.m. on the dot. All right. I'm pretty sure we got him. But we'll see.
Court is now in session for the trial of Miss Lana Sky.
The defense is ready, Your Honor. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. Normally this is when
the prosecution puts forth its opening statement. Before that, the police chief has a proposal to make.
Chief Gant. Morning, folks. How's everyone doing? Hey, Udgy. Been back to the pool yet?
No, I've been drowning enough, as in my work.
Oh, that's a good one. Don't think I can top that. If you don't mind me asking, Chief, exactly what is the proposal here? What the hell are you about to do? Lana, that is to say, the defendant, has asked me if she could speak directly to the court. What's she about to do? Just say she's guilty and that's it? She wants to do what? Having heard that she intends to say, or what she intends to say, I feel we should be granted her request. My dog is being extra needy right now, so I keep having to pause, but it is what it is. In the end, it should save everyone a lot of time and trouble.
What's this all about, defendant?
I just like to make one simple request, and I'll be finished.
Well then, what's your request?
Your Honor, I'd like you to put an immediate end to this trial. Huh? I confess to all charges against me. On February 21st of this year, I murdered Detective Bruce Goodman in the underground parking lot of the prosecutor's office. No, Lana. You can't. Your Honor, the defendant's claim does not change the defense's plea. In that case, Mr. Wright, I no longer require your services. But Lana, Your Honor, I hereby forfeit my right to an attorney. The prosecution may lack direct evidence against me, but it is sufficiently proven its case through testimony and circumstantial evidence. I would like you to render your verdict now, if you please.
Well, the defendant certainly has the right to self-representation. The request is legally valid, although this is an unprecedented situation. Indeed, it appears there's no further need to continue this trial, even if Mr. Wright may feel otherwise. This can't be happening. It appears the time for the verdict has arrived. This court finds the defendant.
Objection!
Oh, Edgeworth is the one who objected. Nice. Let's fucking go. One moment, Your Honor. Mr. Edgeworth, the prosecution will not yet has not yet proven the defendant guilty beyond reasonable doubt. Any ruling at this stage would certainly be premature. Come now, Worthy. I understand this is a difficult time for you. But why don't you just be a good little boy and keep your mouth shut, I don't think I care for your tone, Chief Camp. What? Creating another fabrication to cover up your past mistakes? Sorry, but I'm no longer the naive little boy you would have me be. Let's go, Edgeworth. With this sudden confession from the defendant, it's obvious to me some kind of deal was struck behind the scenes. Some kind of deal, Not everyone operates as you do, Worthy. I thought so. Your Honor, the prosecution would like to change its first witness. Oh, to whom? Its first witness, the prosecution would like to call Miss Emma Sky. I request the court hears her testimony. Mr. Edgeworth, I am exercising my right to self-representation. I don't think we need to I don't care what you think, Miss Sky. The exposure of the truth sometimes results in tragedy. However, no matter how tragic the truth may be, it will be an even greater tragedy to avert one's eyes from it. Very well. The court shall grant the prosecution's request. Okay with you, right, Chief Camp? Worthy, you'll live to regret this. Mark my words. Miss Emma Sky, please take the stand. Looks like Edgeworth has decided to take the horse by the reins. Now then, witness, please state your name and occupation. My name is Emma Sky. My occupation, I'm Lana's little sister, and I want to be a scientific investigator. 2 years ago, you encountered the serial killer, Joe Dark of the Joe Dark Killings. Is this correct? Yes. I'm trying my hardest to forget about that, though. I'm sorry, but I'm afraid I'm going to have to ask you to recall those events one more time. Mr. Edgeworth, please remember the trial concerns the murder of Detective Goodman. And is an incident that was resolved 2 years ago really all that relevant? Yes, it most certainly is. Well, okay then. He sure gave in fast. Now, please testify about what happened to you 2 years ago. The trip to yesteryear was finally begun. Is yesteryear an actual word? I'm not even sure about that. It's bound to lead to the truth behind this trial. Witness testimony 2 years ago. I was waiting in my sister's office that day. A man came running in and took me hostage. Neil Marshall rescued me, but I will never forget what I saw in that instant. The man raised up his knife and he stabbed Mr. Marshall in the chest. It's a good thing you weren't harmed. I passed out. I don't remember much. That's understandable. Well, that's understandable. However, please tell me, Mr. Edgeworth, what does this testimony have to do with Detective Goodman's murder? That will soon become apparent, Your Honor. You've got to admire him for his courage, considering he has no evidence. Very well, the defense may begin cross-examination.
Hold on. I'm gonna get my dog his blanket. Hopefully that helps. He's on my bed right now. Alright, let's get it done. I was sitting in my sister's office that day. 2 years ago, the defendant was a detective of the police department, correct? Yes. I was second in command under the deputy chief of police Gant. You know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking, like I said earlier, I'm thinking the person she saw stab Marshall was Gant. That's what I think. I think that's what she actually saw. But she's been told that it was Joe Dark for so long that she's convinced herself that that's who it is. Plus, we never really got a description of what Joe Dark even looks like. Yes. He was second in command under the deputy chief of police Gant. My sister, she was the best detective ever.
Yes, I remember. Detective Chief Gant and Miss Sky used to be quite the pair.
I believe they shared the same office. That's right. I'd always sit with my sisters at my sister's desk and dream about playing the organ. I wanted to play it that day too. The police department and the prosecutor's office held the ceremony that day. Lana promised to take me to dinner after she finished her work. A man came running in and took me hostage. A man? Yes, Joe Dark. He was a serial killer. Joe Dark was brought in for questioning on the day of that ceremony. We were desperate to get anything on him that would lead to an arrest. When Joel's chance, he fled the room, right? Upon fleeing the room, Dark proceeded to take the elevator. He must have been in a panic because the elevator was going up. Then he ran into Sky and Gant's office. There was a lot of noise coming from outside, so I opened the door to have a look. That's when I saw him. Marshall rescued me. What was the prosecutor doing there? That day there were 2 people present during Dark's questioning. Deputy Chief Damon Gant and Prosecutor Neil Marshall. Almost forgot about Gant. Neil Marshall had just received the King of Prosecutors Award. Young and dedicated, he went straight to the questioning room after the ceremony. I assumed that would be why he was the first to run after Dark. When Dark grabbed me, I thought I was as good as dead. And that's when Prosecutor Marshall came running in. I don't clearly remember what happened then, but I'll never forget what I saw in that instant. Can you tell us anything about that? Mr. Marshall jumped on Dark. Just then, the lights went out. The lights? It was about this time of year. There was a terrible storm going on and lightning struck nearby. So the electricity went out.
Wait just a minute. If it was pushed back in the dark room, you shouldn't be able to see anything, right?
Right, but just then lightning flashed again outside. Then suddenly flashed. That sudden flash left an unforgettable image on the scene in my mind. I see. I told the detective about what I saw then. The detective? Yes, Detective Goodman. He was in charge of the case. Detective Goodman, the victim. Hear more. So you spoke with Detective Goodman about this 2 years ago? Yes. That's what's so scary about the trial. And you told Detective Goodman about what you saw? Yes. But at the time, the words just couldn't come out or wouldn't come out. That's why I drew a picture. A picture? Yes, I think she's mentioned that before. Well, Mr. Wright, have you heard enough? This picture the witness drew. I believe it has a very important meaning. For the list of evidence I was given 2 years ago didn't contain a picture. Witness, would you mind if we added this statement to your testimony? Yes, Your Honor. I drew a picture of that scene once, but it seems to have been lost. No, it hasn't, buddy. I have it right here. It's on the back of this list. Yep, that's the one. Let's go. Mr. Edgeworth. This little girl put all her heart into drawing that picture. And yet you would insist on denying its existence? Hey, I'm not the bad guy. All I'm saying is, as the prosecutor for that case, I wasn't handed such a picture. That may well be, but that doesn't mean it doesn't exist. Behold, this is the evidence list of the S9 incident. Please turn it over, Your Honor. Turn it over.
Oh, what's this?
Yes, what is that? Hey, that's it. That's the picture I drew. Indeed. Two men appear to be wrestling here. What's the meaning of this? What are you doing with that list? Me? Only the prosecutors in charge should have access to that list.
There's these lists. They're different from each other.
What?
It would appear, Miss Edgeworth, that the evidence list you were handed 2 years ago was incomplete. These two lists fit each other to form one. You can see the marks here, where they were torn apart from each other.
So you see, Mr. Edgeworth, it's quite obvious what happened. 2 years ago, only half of the evidence list in that case ever reached you. What? What?
Order! Order! But, Miss Sky, why did you draw your picture on the back? Why did you draw your picture on the back of something as important as this?
Because that's what Detective Goodman handed me in the questioning room, Your Honor. Wait a minute. If this list was torn in half, then that means... Your Honor.
Are you alright, Mr. Wright? Your eyes are bulging from your head.
If the evidence list was torn in half, then there might be more of the drawing on the back of Mr. Edgeworth's list.
Yes, that's quite conceivable, Mr. Edgeworth.
It's possible. Let's see. Something wrong? Do you even have to ask? Sorry, Your Honor. There is indeed something drawn on the back of my list. It's that thing. What the hell? I don't want to hear this song again, bro. I can't escape it. It's in the video, and now it's just playing. The video's not even on. What the fuck? Okay, whatever, dude.
That's that thing. That thing that was dancing in the evidence room.
Clearly, this act of vandalism is the work of a certain chief of detectives. I guess he was out with scrap paper. Evidence list restored and updated in the court record. List of evidence S9 incident. Half of the list was found against desk. I see.
Very well, witness. Can you please testify about the picture you drew 2 years ago?
Huh? Oh, yes, sir, Your Honor. What's wrong with Emma? She seemed to be thinking about something when she was looking at the picture. Okay, Emma's picture. This is the picture I drew 2 years ago. The flash of lightning was so bright, all I could see were shadows. She could only see shadows, so she don't even know if that was Joe Dark in the room. Dude. After that, I must have fainted. This picture shows exactly what I saw in that instant.
To think a flash of lightning could burn such an image in your mind.
Thanks for that, though. She was able to show us exactly what she saw.
Well, I don't see any contradictions here. This clearly shows Joe Dark was...
No, it's not clear.
This clearly shows Joe Dark about to murder Prosecutor Neil Marshall.
Okay, I read that wrong for a second. I got it.
The defense may now begin its cross-examination.
Here we go. So I think now we just got to press her, and basically we're going to reveal that, oh, not only did you not really know who was in the room that day, but it was, I don't know, Damon Gann, I guess. And I guess the proof that he was present in that room instead of Joe Dark is probably this right here. She probably grabbed that and ripped it trying to get away from him. It's probably a piece of Damon Gann's coat. It looks like it's the same color, right? Am I wrong? Anyways, this is the picture I drew 2 years ago. Did you draw this picture after or right after the incident? I think I drew it 2 or 3 days later. At first I was in such a state of shock that I couldn't do anything. During that time, the investigation team was reorganized. Detective Goodman was placed in charge, under the direction of Damon Gann and Lana Skye. 2 or 3 days later, the memory should still have been fresh in her mind.
Excuse me, witness. But can you please tell us why this picture is painted all black?
The flash of lightning was so bright, all I could see were shadows. That's important. So at the time, you didn't even know if it was Mr. Marshall who had come to your rescue. No, I couldn't see him clearly. The lightning was so bright, the lightning was so bright, and I was knocked to the floor. We were knocked to the floor. Dark had a tight grip on me, but when Neil Marshall jumped on him, I was knocked away. I turned around, and that's when I saw the lightning flash. Poor Emma. I'm just glad she wasn't hurt. What happened after the lightning flash? After that, I must have fainted. You mean you didn't see the actual murder take place? No. I'm sorry. The flash of lightning only drove off the darkness for a split second. Not only that, but the trauma of the situation understandably caused the witness to faint. Do you really need to torture this girl any further? Nah, I think we just kind of revealed that not only did she not know who was in the room when it happened, but they could have barely easily placed Joe Dark under Neil. Which is weird because if you think about it, we don't have a picture, but he had a knife wound in his back, right? Stabbed in the back, died, punctured heart lung. Right. How does he get stabbed in the back? I guess because of the picture where they're showing them. Yeah, I guess he is behind him right here. But if he's... no, he got one last blow before he died, they said. I don't know, man. I don't know. We'll see. What? Hey, I'm not the bad guy here. Anyway, this picture. This picture shows exactly what I saw in that instant. Sorry for asking so many times, but are you sure you drew exactly what you saw? Of course. This is the exact scene. It wasn't influenced in any way from your talks with the detectives? Mmm. Are you insinuating we somehow manipulated her memory, Mr. Wright? No, 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 of course not. I'd better watch out, or he might find a way to cut off my salary. I drew this picture before I heard anything from the detectives, so I don't think anyone's story would have influenced me. Mr. Wright, is there something that's bothering you about this picture? Huh? Well, that's strange. She claims this picture is exactly the scene that was imprinted in her mind, and yet there's clearly a contradiction here. So, okay, we need to present something right here. Oh, I can't look at the evidence list. Well, we can't see what's on there anyway. What does it contradict? It's got to be one of the newer things that we have here. I was thinking the vase because the picture. Let me see this again. See, it's showing that, right? But the blue badger didn't exist yet. So do I present this or do I present this vase? Huh. Let's try it. I got it wrong. Okay. Fuck. There's something I gotta present here though, for sure. Let's try the vase. Is that okay? No, that's not it either. Fuck. Yo. Okay. I'm gonna fuck around and die, so let me save before I end up failing this whole thing. Something's wrong here. But what is it? This picture shows exactly what I saw in that instant. What does this contradict? Not that. After that, I must have fainted. The flashlight was so bright I could see where the shadows. This is the picture I drew 2 years ago. I actually don't know. That's strange. She claims this is exactly the scene that was imprinted in her mind, and yet there's clearly a contradiction here. What? Am I dumb? There's a contradiction here. I'm just gonna press this again, I guess? Why not? Okay. Okay, we did this. I don't know. I actually don't know. I have no clue. Okay. No. No. Hmm. Exactly what she saw. Is it? Do I present the blue badger? Because why would you have a drawing of this if it didn't exist yet? Right? Huh. Maybe? Your Honor, what do you think of the witness's statement? I'm not sure I follow. It's clearly or contradicts, fuck. That's not it, is it? I don't know. Dude, this is tough. I really don't know. I don't know. Hmm. Trying to think, but I just... There's a contradiction specifically with this photo. But what exactly is what's confusing? It's got to be one of these new things. So we did this. We did the vase. That didn't matter. We did the blue badger. That didn't matter. What's the problem? I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but the picture the witness drew contains a blatant contradiction. Okay. What? But I still remember it just like that. It's like it was yesterday. Mr. Wright, perhaps it would be faster if you simply pointed out the contradiction for us. What part of this picture contradicts the autopsy? Is it because he's like standing over him like this? Is that what it is? Because if he was gonna stab him in the back, he'd just be behind him, right? But he's like standing over him. Is it right here? I think it's this part here. I don't see so strange about that. That's because the drawing stinks. Mr. Wright, how could you? The act of making an innocent girl cry should warrant the death penalty. I guess he means I shouldn't shift the blame to others. Wow, fuck. Mr. Wright? Perhaps it would be faster if you sent... Okay, try again. Dude, I don't know. Is it this? The answer, of course, lies here. Take a look at the knife the man is holding. If you look closely, you can see its tip is broken. Oh! Wow! I didn't even pick up on that. That makes sense. Because look how it's like shaped like a block. Not really like, you know what I mean? If she saw a knife, she would draw it like a knife, right? She would draw it with like a point. That was sheer luck, bro. But there's no tip. Which means they were using a knife that was already broken. Wow. Even I don't have to look close to see that, Mr. Wright. Mr. Wright, look at the evidence. See the murder weapon? Its tip is broken too. If I recall, the tip of the knife was found broken off in the victim's body. It was the conclusive piece of evidence that proved Joe Dark was the murderer. I'm afraid it's not so simple, Emma. And where, pray tell, could you possibly see a problem? It's obvious, really. The victim suffered a single stab wound to the back. If the victim was stabbed once, the murder weapon should not have been broken yet. True.
What's the meaning of this?
Perhaps the knife was broken beforehand. Sorry, but I'm afraid that's not possible. The tip of the knife was found inside the victim's body. If it was broken beforehand, it couldn't have possibly wind up there. True.
That's right. But what does that mean?
The tip of the knife was undeniably discovered within the victim's body. The only possible explanation is the witness's memory is mistaken. That's why I asked her so many times if she was sure she remembered correctly. I believe you were annoyed at the time, but she was sure she remembered correctly. But there's no other way to explain this inconsistency. Not so fast, Mr. Edwards. There is another explanation. Have you forgotten already about a little something called falsified evidence? You're treading on thin ice, Mr. Wright. All I'm saying is that this broken tip might be the piece of evidence that was forged. You can't deny the possibility. No. Oh.
Order, order, order. Are you saying the investigation really was corrupted?
Your Honor, please allow me to once again go over the events that took place the day of the murder. The police department and the prosecutor's office were holding a ceremony that day. After receiving the King of Prosecutors Award at the ceremony, Neil Marshall questioned Joe Dark along with Damon Gant. During his questioning, Joe Dark fled the room. Prosecutor Marshall chased him and was killed by Dark. It is my belief that somewhere in the story there is a lie. I'm not lying. The man really was holding up a broken knife. If that's true, then there's no other way around it. This could not have been the actual murder weapon. There must have been another broken knife. What are the chances of there being two broken knives? Another broken knife besides Joe Dark's? Could there have been another one? I don't even know, but let's see. If the witness is this adamant about the accuracy of what she saw, it can't just be explained away with a simple observational error. Mr. Wright. In that instance, Emma did see a broken knife. Oh! He used a piece of the trophy. He used a piece of the prosecutor trophy. Because when Edgeworth got his award, it didn't have the broken sword on it anymore. That's what it is. I assume then that you have some information about this broken knife. So please feel free to enlighten us. The murder weapon was already broken prior to the murder. There's only one way. Take a look at this. This is the real murder weapon. It's this. If anything's broken here, it's you. Huh?
I'm sure this must all be very amusing to you, Mr. Wright. But I may have to remind you that the fate of Lana still hangs in the balance. That's enough. This course is over.
Wow. Wow. What the fuck? Huh? What? Well, back to where we were. Right? So we know we gotta present. We got more life now, so we should be okay. I know what to do. It's this. What? Yo, piss off, dude. Alright. I picked the wrong thing, didn't I? It was this. There we go. And then it's this right here. Can't use a broken knife. Yep. Edward's like, hell nah. Okay. Yep. They're going crazy with these objections. Bro, they're going crazy. Falsified evidence. Yep. Then we talk about what happened. And then we gotta find the real murder weapon. Somewhere in there, there's a lie. Two broken knives, another broken knife. There is another one. Alright. So what's the real murder weapon? Was it this? It's a screwdriver. It's like a broken knife. Right? We already said that this is not the actual one. The closest thing to a broken knife is a screwdriver. It's you. Huh? It's not the screwdriver? Are you serious? Then what the fuck is it? Another broken knife. This is the only other knife I have. Bro, what the fuck? Dude. Dude. I don't know what they want from me, bro. Alright, we gotta speed run this shit again. Gotta get past this again.
Objection! 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 Objection!
Alright, save right here. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep, ran out the room. Okay. So there has to be another. The murder weapon was already broken prior to the murder. There's only one way. Here's a real murder weapon. Oh my god. Dude, what in the blue hell are they talking about? What are they talking about? What are they talking about? Hold on. Is it this picture? Is there something in here? Oh shit, what is that? It's not broken though. Why is there a big ass knife just right there? Okay. So that's probably what they're talking about then. I noticed that, but I didn't think anything of it. I mean, after all, even in seeing it, right? I remembered this knife, but even in seeing it, it's not broken. So what's going on here? The answer lies in the past, 2 years in the past, right here inside this picture. This is a picture of the award ceremony. Ah, what is it, Mr. Edgeworth? It's the broken murder weapon. Notice the award prosecutor Marshall is holding. Okay, it was this. That's what I was trying to say with the award. But it didn't count. I had to use the picture because otherwise I had to basically prove that, okay. Whatever. It needed a specific one. I feel like they both should have counted, but no big deal. We got there. That's a broken knife. As we earlier concluded, the knife in the drawing was not Joe Dark's knife. That being the case, the knife the witness saw was in all likelihood from this award. Order! Neil Marshall was awarded King of Prosecutors that day. As an award, he was given the broken shield and knife. When he chased after Joe Dark, he pulled out this knife. Being a prosecutor, he did not carry a pistol. This broken knife was the only weapon he had in this dangerous situation. But that can't be. Oh? And why not, Mr. Edward? Because if the King of Prosecutors award knife was the murder weapon, then the murderer and the victim would be reversed. What do you mean? I mean, this man raising a knife would have been prosecutor Yo. She couldn't see who was who, so it makes sense. But it didn't say Joe Dark was stabbed. But they falsify evidence, so they'd be lying. But the prosecutor was the one who actually died. That's true. What's going on here? It seems Mr. Wright has been a bit too eager to jump to conclusions. What the fuck was that? Wait! I remember now. I remember everything. Witness? Mr. Edgeworth. What is it? Could you show me your evidence list again, please? His list? The one with the picture scribbled on the back? I knew it. This picture. I'm the one who drew it. What? You drew that? That's right. The list wasn't torn in half at the time I drew this picture. Oh, come on, this damn music, no! It haunts me. All this time I've been trying so hard to forget. I must have locked this part away deep inside of me. Perhaps it would be best if we added this to the witness's testimony. Would you please tell us what you recalled, Miss Guy? Yes, Your Honor. First, the knife mix-up, and now the blue badger. This should be interesting. Emma's recollection. It's gotta be the base. When I saw this man raise his knife, I panicked and rushed toward both of them. I think I knocked away the man with the knife. Just then, there was another flash of light, and that's when I saw the blue badger. He wasn't in the room, but I'm sure I saw a shadow.
This is certainly most unusual.
They try impossible. The chief of detectives hadn't even designed him until this year. That would mean he didn't even exist 2 years ago.
Well, yes, the defense...
Stop! Please stop. You're pursuing this any further. Why?
What is the meaning of this? Please remain seated in the defendant's chair.
But you can't do this. I've already confessed to the crime. Why can't you just leave it at that?
Chief Prosecutor Sky? We've already come this far.
It's too late to turn back. What, is Lana the one, or not Lana, Emma the one who freaking stabbed the chief prosecutor by accident? Not chief prosecutor, Neil? That'd be crazy.
Silence. The defense will now begin its cross-examination. Bailiff, please detain the defendant.
It seems we're finally getting to the core of this matter. So, I think I know what it is. I don't think I have to really press too much. We know it couldn't have existed. But it's gotta be this. Look. Look. Right? Right? Y'all see what I'm saying? Am I cooking? It looks just like it, right? Am I wrong? Watch you be wrong, dude. I'm gonna lose my shit. Come on, man. The mysterious blue badger was in fact this.
But that's... what exactly is this?
I believe it's some sort of jar. But Mr. Wright, that doesn't look anything like the blue badger. Indeed it doesn't. As it stands now, it's just a plain jar. However, what if I were to change our viewpoint?
Our viewpoint?
I've got to show them the correct angle. Why are they trying to torment me, bro? Like, what did I do? Is my question. Okay, I had it right the first time. It's gotta be this. Right? This isn't right. I've got to make it look a bit more like the Blue Badger. Allow me to remind the defense its case hinges on the witness's drawing. If Mr. Wright can't match the shape the witness drew, we cannot accept his claim. I gotta find the right angle. What? I didn't get it. Is this more right? Like this? That looks like it might be right. Yeah, this might be it. It's not it either? Bro, I'm confused. That was... I thought that was a really good guess by me. No? Okay. Because this isn't right. This is not it. But if I lean it forward like this, it's close. What about like this? It's not completely upside down. Like right here. Is this what I just did? No? Bro, what is going on? Am I crazy? They're trying to torture me. This is evil. Whoever made this song is a real supervillain at the end of the day. Do I have to get it like perfect? Is that what they want? I feel like I'm just gonna do the same thing again. No. It's gotta be this way. Did I get it? Well, is this a miracle or what? No one can possibly deny this jar's resemblance to the Blue Badger. I got it. No. It can't be. Dude, that is ridiculous.
Order! Order! The defense has proven its claim. The mysterious Blue Badger witness on the day of the crime was actually this.
Although we all enjoy Mr. Wright's dramatic performance, one question remains. What's your point? What do you mean? So that Blue Badger thing was actually just a jar. That doesn't mean anything. That doesn't change anything. I'm afraid that's where you're wrong, Mr. Edgeworth. You see, this changes everything. Indeed. Very well then, please tell us. What's different now that we know the witness saw this jar? The location? The murder weapon? The murderer? Yes. Allow me to take these in turn. At the moment of the murder, the witness saw this jar. At a specific angle, I might add, Mr. Wright. We all know this. Where could she have seen this jar? Where? The location of the jar is shown in a picture taken on the day of the crime. As it's on a shelf it's on a shelf in the office of Damon Gant. But the body was found lying near Lana Sky's desk. The witness testified so herself. Yes, and it is these two facts that reveal what actually transpired. You see, the struggle between Dark and Marshall didn't take place in Lana Sky's office. It happened on the other side of the room in Chief Gant's office. Are you implying the murder moved the victim's body from Damon Gant's office to Lana Sky's office? Yes, absolutely. Why would he do that? There's no reason. Oh, there's a reason. Exactly. What? If there wasn't a reason, he wouldn't have gone through the trouble. The only logical conclusion is that there was a reason. Do you know what the reason was, Mr. Wright? I finally figured it out. So this is why Lana tried to stop the trial. It's late to quit now. Please recall the witness's testimony. She said she was knocked away. The man who was she said she knocked away the man who was holding up the knife. In the next instant, the jar was hit and flew through the air. Now tell me, what could have sent the jar flying? That would have been the effect of the man made when he was knocked to the wall. Yep, ladies and gentlemen, why am I struggling to read now? It's killing me. I've been reading all day. Calm down. Ladies and gentlemen, if I may draw your attention to this picture once more. If the man was knocked into the direction of the shelf the jar was sitting on, what would he have hit? Wow. He hit the fucking pointy thing over there. Okay. Okay. The knight with the pointy sharp thing.
The suit of armor, holding a very sharp and dangerous looking sword.
Yes. And since the man who was knocked into the armor was carrying a broken knife, he would have been Neil Marshall wielding... Oh. So did Neil try to kill Joe Dark and Emma stopped him? No, that can't be right. No, Mr. Wright, you can't be thinking. Yes. There is another possibility of what actually transpired in that room. Another possibility? Of course, the perpetrator would have had no idea, but nevertheless, I don't think I can go through with this. Mr. Wright, what's the matter? If the events took place as the defendant theorizes, then the outcome is obvious. In that moment, assuming the man Emma Sky knocked away was actually Prosecutor Neil Marshall, then Emma's the one who killed him. Damn. You mean Mr. Marshall died because of me? No! Fainted. I never imagined her testimony would lead to this. So it was the witness who took the victim's life, and then proved so with her own testimony. This is unprecedented. What? What are you saying? I'm sorry, Miss Guy, but given the circumstances, Joe Dark murdered Prosecutor Marshall. How can you think it was Emma? How dare you try to pin the crime on her? Imagine that coming from you. If you recall, it was you who admitted to forging evidence 2 years ago. The reason you moved Prosecutor Marshall's body was to keep everyone else from finding out about what Emma did, wasn't it? I assure you, Mr. Edward, I have no idea what you're talking about. If you hope to have anyone believe your insane allegations, I'm afraid you're going to have proof. Please tell me. Do you have any conclusive evidence that proves my sister killed Neil Marshall? Evidence. I'm willing to bet you don't. Yes. It certainly would be difficult to prove this with evidence. If we don't have any evidence, then we'll have to rely on testimony. I'm afraid that won't work in this case. Both parties involved in the incident are dead. We certainly can't be dead. We certainly can't get dead people to testify. This has all been a wild goose chase from the beginning. Touche, Miss Guy. Of course, that only leaves one possibility. You mean there's still another possibility? What do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth? I mean the possibility that the victim has left us a message. For better or worse, Mr. Marshall did not die instantly. He may have left behind the name of the person who took his life, in a manner or another. That's impossible. Mr. Wright, this is the only possibility left to you. A message from the deceased. Does such a message exist? I gotta think back to the court record. What? Assessment. Found in the wound was a missing tip. It's 1 page. Witnesses Lana and Emma Sky. Is it this? Was he trying to... Hold on. Look at this. Kind of like an E. Tried to make an M, but not quite. Kind of looks like an A. Is that a reach? I don't know. I don't know, dude. This message from the deceased is already in our possession. Mr. Wright, you stop at nothing to prove my sister is a murderer? Do not be mistaken, Miss Scott. Our purpose is not to accuse them of any crime. There's only one thing we seek, the truth, no matter how painful it may be. Now, Mr. Wright, please show us evidence left behind by the deceased. No. Is it this? It's gotta be this, because that's why he hit it, right? It's gotta be that, like I was saying. This is the message left by the deceased. This is that blue badger from before, right? Oh, is he going to just speak the killer's name? If that thing could, I'm sure it would. Looks like everyone's forgotten this is just a jar. A message was left here on the surface of the jar. What do you mean? If you look closely, you can see a faint trail of blood on the jar. Looks like someone wiped it away. Yes, but notice, for some reason, the blood on some of the fragments was not wiped away. Yes, there is a line here drawn in blood. So what you're saying is these dots were once lines. Prosecutor Marshall did not die instantly. He used the few precious moments left to leave a message. Okay? One that someone apparently wiped away. But blood must be seeped in the jar. Okay. Precisely so. All we need to do is connect the prints, and the victim's message will be apparent. No. I gotta spray the stuff on there. Mr. Wright, what kind of message did the victim leave for us? Your Honor? I believe the blood stains will reveal the us answer. I gotta connect these dots. Okay? His murderer's name. So that's exactly what I was thinking. I'm glad we got this. Crazy. It's the defense attorney's duty to prove their client's innocence. That's why I've been thinking about. That's all I've been thinking about, is saving Lana. After all my efforts, I never thought it would turn out like this. Emma. So this is the final message Prosecutor Marshall left behind. Damn, bro. Of all people. She may not have meant it, but in the end, the one who took the victim's life was Emma Skye. See, Worthy, can't say I didn't warn you. She can't. Do you understand the implications of what you've done? What? What are you talking about? 2 years ago, Joe Dark was sentenced to death. He was convicted because of his final murder. I believe you were the prosecutor in the case, were you not? Yes, Worthy. Because of you, an innocent man was sentenced to death. Not only that, but you used forged evidence to ensure his conviction. Wow. But Joe Dark really was the serial murderer. That's undeniable. I'm afraid that's not important. Didn't you know? We aren't defenders of justice. What? We're merely keepers of the law. Sentencing a man to death is no light matter. Even if there wasn't any cover-up or evidence forgery, ultimately the responsibility falls on the prosecutor in charge. Despite what anyone may say, the fact cannot be denied. What's going on in the prosecutor's office? They might have sent an innocent man to his death. How can he just stand here like that if it wasn't his fault? Order, order, order! The gavel pounding fell on deaf ears. Unable to settle the crowd, the judge declared a recess. Where the trial is headed, no one knows. This is ridiculous. Fuck. Well, I thought for sure I was gonna finish it, but I gotta go eat. I'm really fucking hungry. That's why I can't read properly. But we're right at the end. We're right at the end. Is it gonna take that long to complete? I would like to believe that wouldn't be the case, but it might be. I don't know. Yeah, I think it might be like another few hours. Fuck, dude. Yeah, alright. We'll pick this up another time. I thought for sure I was going to end it here. But that was like, damn. We tried, bro. We tried. Thanks for watching.